and I'm going to just record this session. I might put it on YouTube, and I'm going to start by sharing my screen with you, and we're going to be looking this evening at various aspects of declarer play in no trump. Sorry, I just want to trying to change the size of my screen a bit. Okay, it's hard to do. I'll just leave it like that. Hope you can all see that screen. And what we're looking at are some things that come up again and again, how you play hands in no trump. Of course, some of this applies in suit contracts as well, but the basic idea is doing things like establishing long suits, maintaining your entries, thinking about winning in the shorthand, WISH, so that you can run your long suits. And then very important, leading towards your honours, doing things like finessing, which is another way of leading towards your honours. And the one thing you don't want to do in no trump is just to cash your top tricks. You really want to make a plan and try and do these things that I've talked about here. Okay, let's have a look at a hand that was played recently, and this hand was actually played by someone who wasn't that experienced, and they opened one no trump, their partner passed, and down comes dummy, and you've got a lot of potential on this hand. They leave the 4 of clubs, so that actually gives you 2 club tricks. And then apart from that, you've got the ace of diamonds, that's a top trick there, the ace of hearts, and the ace of spades. So you have 5 top tricks, but you have a lot more potential in diamonds and in spades. So those 2 suits should yield more tricks there. Okay, so the way this hand was actually played, and as I said, this was by someone who wasn't that experienced, they actually played it like this. They actually took the ace of clubs, and they led back the queen of clubs. Now, that's incredibly bad play. It's very, very rare that you and the defense will want to be playing the same suits. And here, obviously, you're very weak in clubs, and you don't want to be touching the club suit yourself. But this is what they did. They played the clubs. They threw off a diamond, which is also a bad thing to do. And then I thought, well, they're going to finesse here, but they didn't. They just cashed their ace of spades. They cashed their ace of diamonds. And what they're actually doing is playing this hand completely wrongly. They're just cashing their winners. They've taken now their top tricks. They've got 5 top tricks. And believe it or not, they didn't make any more tricks now. What happened now, I'll just bring up the 4 hands, was they played a spade. West got in with the king of spades and went back to clubs, so East took the jack of clubs. East did well here to play a heart, and that trapped the queen of hearts. They took the jack of hearts, the king of diamonds, and they've still got 2 clubs to take here. And at the end, they made a heart trick. So declarer did very, very badly on this one and only made 5 tricks there. How should this have gone? Well, on the lead of a club, you can take your ace or not, but you've really got to look for your best chances here. And I think the best chances here are in diamonds and in spades. So in diamonds, you have 9 diamonds, just missing the king and the queen, and you hope you'll only lose 1 trick there. The way you might play that is lead the jack, and if that loses to an honour, the worst the opponent can do is lead back a club. Now you could duck this. The way it was actually played was they took their queen, and then they went back to diamonds. The king appears, so they took their ace. And now, if you worked it out, the diamonds are all good. You just need to be a little careful here to take all 3 diamonds because the suit is blocked. So what you want to do is take your 10 and 9 of diamonds, And now we're in our hand, we might try the spade finesse. And it turned out on this hand that was successful. So they played another spade, the king fell, and now Declarer was able to take their last diamond and cash the last two spades. At the end here, they've made 10 tricks and they actually settled for cashing the ace and giving up a heart. But they made 11 tricks instead of 5 they should have made. So I suppose the first example was, spectacularly not the right way to play it, and this was a much better way. Do interrupt me if you have any questions or comments on any of this. Here's another one where North opens one spade, and South, I think, has got a difficult bid here. You've got 11 points and a balanced hand. The choices here are between bidding 2 no trump or 2 diamonds. I don't normally like responding 2 no trump, especially when I may have a fit in spades here, if my partner's got a long spade suit. So on the other hand, 2 diamonds, the suit is very weak, and you might decide to bid 2 no trump. It's one of the rare occasions I might bid 2 no trump in response to one of a major. That's assuming that's a natural bid and not anything like Jacobi 2 no trump. So let's suppose the opponents lead a heart on this one, and stop for a minute and see if you can tell me how many top tricks you have on this hand. Unmute yourselves. It's not a poll. Just tell me how many top tricks you definitely have.
7.
Yeah, I think you've got 2 spades.
7, I think.
Yeah, I think you've got 2 spades, 2 hearts, and 3 diamonds. So you have 7 top tricks, and really the only chance to make this contract is to set up the clubs. You've got you hope to make 2 club tricks, and that really is your best chance. Perhaps your only really good chance to make 3 no trump. The danger, of course, is that they've led a heart, and you're somewhat vulnerable in hearts. Even though you've got good stopper there with the ace king, you may need to lose the lead. You expect to lose the lead twice in order to make 9 tricks there. Apart from the clubs, is there any other tricks you can make? Well, you might make one in diamonds, maybe, if the diamonds divide favorably, so that's worth bearing in mind. But that's probably, clubs are really probably your only good chance. So let's, now in a situation like this, it's probably a good idea to duck one of these parts. The way it was actually played was Declarer didn't duck this one, but they ducked the next one. So what they did was win the king of hearts, and then they started on the clubs. The opponents got in and played another heart, and this time Declarer ducked, which is a good move, I think. They played another heart. Now, when they here where they're playing hearts, you've got to find something to discard from the north hand. So I hope you can see what you must discard is a spade. Okay, and you win that one. And still, you still have to go after clubs. And what you're hoping for is that by ducking, that if the layout is something like this, and East now wins the ace of clubs, that they have no more hearts to get to their partner with. As you can see, West is sitting there with 2 good hearts at this point, but by ducking, East cannot now get to their partner in hearts. So they might need another suit, maybe a spade, and this is also something, a time for you to think about where you want to win this. Does anyone have any opinion on this? Should you win this in dummy with the ace or in your hand with the king?
In hand.
Dummy with the ace.
Yeah, why is that?
Because you've got only one entry in south.
Yeah. Well, That's true. You've only got one entry into the south hand, and also there's a chance that I might be able to make a fourth diamond here. So, in other words, what I'm going to do here is win this trick, and now I can take my clubs and my spades, my clubs and my diamonds, and maybe I'll be able to get to my hand at the end with the king of spades and cash a fourth diamond. So if you can think that far ahead, or even if you're not planning that far ahead, perhaps as Lee I think suggested, just try and keep entries in both hands because you've got very few entries to the south hand. So let's keep that king of spades, and it may come in useful. Now your clubs are finally set up, so you can take your club tricks. I'm going to throw away the spade here because as I said, I have hopes of making a fourth diamond. And I'll make the fourth diamond if the diamond's divided evenly, or if East here, who started with 4 diamonds, discarded one. On this actual layout, East didn't discard a diamond, so when I cashed the ace, king, and queen, the last high diamond is still out there. So otherwise I could have made an over trick by playing the king of spades and taking the last diamond. But here East kept the right card, and I wasn't able to make more than 9 tricks there. So again, thinking about really setting up the clubs as your only prospect of making the tricks by establishing the suit, and also thinking about your entries there. Do interrupt me if you have any questions about any of these. Here's another one that came up, and you open 1 diamond there. I think you've got 18 points. Your partner responds a spade, and you rebid 2 no trump. That shows a balanced hand with 17 to 18, and your partner goes to 3 no trump. And again, we want to think about how many top tricks we have, which is not that many here. I think we've got 2 clubs, a diamond, and 2 hearts. So we start off with 5 top tricks, I think. But clearly, we want to make more in spades and more in diamonds. And in each of those suits, what you want to do is you want to lead towards your honors. Okay, so don't start by playing the king, queen of spades, for example. Lead towards your honors. It gives you a much better chance to set up tricks. If you had solid honors like ace, king, queen, jack, then it doesn't matter how you play them, you're always going to just make those top tricks. But when you have an uncertain holding like this, when here in spades you're missing the ace and the jack, in diamonds you're missing the king of diamonds, it's much better to lead towards your honors. So let's see how this one goes. Let's suppose we win the first one, and we're in our hand with the king of clubs. So which suit do you think you should play here?
Either diamond or spades.
Right. Well, it's not the diamond, it's the spades. Because if we play diamonds, we're always going to lose a diamond trick. We're hoping to make all those diamonds and get a good score if the finesse happens to work.
Spade, yeah.
So to give yourself that chance, you need to play the diamonds from dummy. So now we're in our hand, let's lead the spade towards dummy. And the right spade to play here is the king or the queen. Okay, and on this occasion it wins the trick. Great. So now what? Who'd like to suggest what we play next?
Diamond.
Yeah, the diamond. Now we're in dummy.
Diamond.
We want to use our opportunity to finesse in diamonds. So we're going to play a diamond now. Cross our fingers, play one of the lower diamonds, and that wins the trick. Brilliant. Mm-hmm. Now what?
Spade.
Back to spades, of course. We play a spade here. On this occasion, ace. West plays the ace. He's probably fed up with you finessing against him. So he plays the ace. Of course, you play low. And the worst he can do is play a club. Okay. You're in your hand again. So you're going to play spades again. So lead another spade. This time the jack pops up. So you can take your king, and you may as well take your 10 of spades. It puts pressure on the opponents as to what to discard. Of course, you're going to keep your diamonds. You might throw away a club or a heart there. And now you're going to play your diamonds again. Play another diamond, and the jack wins the trick. Great. So, are you counting the diamonds? How many diamonds have gone so far? 2 rounds, I think. 8, 9, 10, 11. So how many diamonds are still outstanding?
2.
2, including the king. So we're not going to do the finesse again. And we've kept our entries in hearts. We've kept our king of hearts, so that we can get over to dummy and leave the diamond for the last time. So we play the queen. That wins the trick. So we can now cash the ace of diamonds. And that's 10 tricks. We're probably just going to make 11 tricks here and lose a trick at the end. We'll make 11 tricks here. Now, when this hand was played, very, very few declarers made 11 tricks on this hand. And, you know, the way they went wrong was, for example, leading the spades from dummy. If you lead the king of spades, you know, you're quite likely to lose 2 tricks there. And also if you don't put finesse in diamonds, you'll lose a trick there. So just really, this is the bread and butter of declarer play. You know, leading towards your honours. Don't lead from your hand. Lead towards your honours. Okay. Any comments or questions? Do interrupt me. Here's another one that was played recently, and here it went 2 no trump, and North raised you to 3 no trump. And let's again start off by counting our top tricks here. How many top tricks have you got altogether here?
6. 6.
Yeah, 6. You've got 2 spades, 1 diamond, and 3 clubs.
3 clubs.
Now, we're going to make tricks from a variety of places here. We're obviously going to make at least 1 heart trick here. And we've also got a chance to make spade tricks and diamond tricks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, which do you think we should go after?
Diamond.
Yeah, I think the diamonds are a better choice, because even though we're missing 2 honours, we hope we'll only lose 1 trick, and that we'll be able to take 3 diamonds. It needs a bit more luck to make 3 spades here. You know, you either need the finesse to work or the cards to divide evenly. So I think the diamonds is going to be my first choice. The other thing we need to decide right away when they leave the 6 of hearts is whether to play, well, what to play from dummy. You're going to play low, or should you play the queen or the 9? What do you think?
Low. From
Low.
the dummy.
Yeah, generally speaking, when
Low.
you have, you know, equal honours, the queen and the king, it's a very good idea to play low from the second hand. You know, a number of good things could happen. One thing is to have the ace and play it, and you get 2 tricks. Or even if if you play low, for example, and they play the 10, even if you win this one with the king now, you might make another trick with the queen later on. So you might make 2 tricks there. In fact, I think I'm quite likely to make a trick with the queen of hearts here. Why do I say that? Well, because West has led their 6 of hearts, which is presumably their 4th highest from their best suit. And unless they're doing something strange, they're quite likely that they've got the ace. Quite likely that West has got the ace. That means I can make a trick with the queen, either if they lead the suit or if I lead the suit, if the ace is on my left. So quite a good chance to make a second heart trick there. Okay, so I'm in my hand, and I'm going to go after the diamonds. I'm going to do what's called a double finesse here. I'm missing the queen and the king, but I'm going to hopefully only lose one of those tricks. So I'm going to maybe leave the 9. That keeps the lead in my hand. And this time I'm a bit surprised. The 9 actually holds the trick. So something funny is going on here, but I'm not perturbed by that. I'm going to carry on with diamonds. Here comes the queen. I'm going to beat that one with the ace, of course. And now there's just the king out. And I may as well lead my another diamond, force the king out, okay, because it establishes my 10. And let's suppose they play a club. Okay, so they've led a club, they lead a club here, that's fine for me. And now what? Well, I've got the 10 of diamonds there to dummy. The only problem is it's a little hard to get there. Really, the only way you're going to get there is in hearts, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you have to sort of stick by your analysis you did early on that West is very likely to have the ace. So you really need to play a heart. This time West does have it, plays the ace, okay, and if it plays another heart, of course, you win it with the queen, and now your 10 of diamonds can be cashed. Okay, so that's good. We've made 6 tricks, and we can see we've got another 4 tricks to come. At this point here, you might be thinking of finessing. The only danger with finessing is that if the finesse loses, it's quite likely that West has got hearts left. If you remember, they led hearts, and it's very risky here to try the finesse. In fact, if I bring up the GIB button, it will say that if you finesse, you'll be defeated by 1 trick, and I don't want to really be defeated. I've played well so far. I'm not going to risk the spade finesse. I'll just take my last 4 tricks to guarantee 10 tricks, and I'll probably lose a spade at the end. But I didn't really want to risk that, having come so far, and then be defeated at the end. So that was sort of an example of playing the diamonds early, trying to make inferences from the cards that the opponents play, and sort of typical no trump play where you need to take your tricks from a number of different sources. Okay, and let's just try one more. Let's just look at, sorry, I want you to look at this one. Yeah, let's look at this one, where you open 2 no trump and your partner bids 4 no trump. Now that is inviting 6 no trump. So it's not blackwood. 4 no trump in response to 2 no trump is used as an invitational bid. Now I think on this hand I've actually got 22 points. So I'm right at the top end of my 2 no trump bid, which is 20-22. So I accept the invitation and bid 6 no trump. And the opponents lead a spade, and down comes dummy. And every time in no trump, I would always urge you to count your top tricks first, and then look at where you might make more tricks. So, how many top tricks do you think you've got? Well, how many likely top tricks do you think you have?
10. 10.
Yeah,
10.
I've got 2 spades, 3 hearts, diamonds. I'm probably going to make 3 or 4, and the more likely number is 4. If they divide 3-2, or if depending on how they lie, I may be able to avoid losing to the jack if they divide badly. So I've got 1, 2. If I count that as 4, being optimistic, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got 11 top tricks if I can make 4 diamonds. Now, where else can I make tricks? Well, it's only really clubs, isn't it?
Yeah.
And how am I going to play the clubs? To give myself the best chance, what I want to do is play the clubs and try the finesse. So if East has got the queen, I will make an extra club there. Or if the clubs divide evenly, even if the finesse fails, I may make a trick with the fourth club. And actually the chances are even better than that, because before I play the clubs, I'm going to play off my diamonds here, and maybe someone will discard from a club suit that may help me. So clubs is your best chance. You're going to try the finesse, or otherwise you're going to hope that the suit divides evenly. So let's win that first one. And I think it's a good idea to play the diamonds early on, because someone might feel under pressure and might discard a club, which might help you. So let's cash the diamonds. We play 2 rounds. Everyone follows, so we know the diamonds are going to run. And of course, when I play the diamonds, I don't have any discarding pressure. I just play another diamond. I'm looking at what they discard here, and that's interesting. West discarded a club. So that's quite good news for me, because it makes me think that the queen of clubs is perhaps more likely to be in the East hand. If West was guarding the queen of clubs, they might have kept their clubs. So I'm going to play the clubs next. Now, actually, the best way to play this club combination, if you look on suit play, is actually to cash 1 high honor, the ace or king, and then try the finesse. So you could do that. So it gives you a slightly better chance. Most people will probably just try the finesse, and on this occasion it works. On this occasion the queen of clubs doesn't win the trick, so your jack wins the trick. So your contract is certain now. You can now cash your clubs, and actually the queen drops as well. If you think back, West discarded a club, so the clubs are now divide evenly and the finesse work. So you're actually going to be able to make all 13 tricks here, because your jack of clubs is good now. So all we need to do now is get to cash our queen, get to dummy. I often see people here are hesitant about cashing the club here, because they're not absolutely certain it's high. But if you've done your worked it out correctly, you'll realize you can take the last 2 tricks and can actually make 13 tricks. So this hand needed a bit of good fortune. Here the clubs both divided evenly and the finesse worked. But if either of those had been the case, you'd have been able to make 12 tricks there. As it was, you could make 13. So that was it, really, in terms of bidding. Just, don't cash your winners. I say it's the most basic thing. And, make a plan, count your tricks, try and work out your best chances for extra tricks. Okay. Anyone have any comments or questions they'd like to raise?
Tony, you suggested that when he paid the 4 of hearts, you assumed that he had the ace, but you would also assume that that ace is protected with another honor, because if he had ace and 4 small ones, he would have led away from the ace, would he?
That's incorrect what you're saying, Sheila. It is normal against a no trump contract to lead your 4th highest, even if that means leading away from an ace. Okay, it's only in suit contracts that you should not lead away from an ace.
Okay.
All right. So it's quite likely that the ace is over here, and so that's fine. You're right. If that were a suit contract, well, I would almost certainly not lead the hearts if it happened to be a suit contract. I would try and find another lead. But in no trump, it's fine to lead away from an ace.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other comments? I'll stop recording there, and let me just just before we end, is there anyone who needs a partner today?